Good morning. How's everybody doing? I don't know why. I just decided to randomly hop on here and have a little chat. I know I always say this, but I want to get a little chat routine going again. Trying to find a comfortable spot for it. So, anyway, see if I can get this thing. This I'm starting to get used to this studio. Getting a little bit more used to it. Smaller. My couch is a little bit less comfy, but anyway, let's get a couple of people up in here. I'm trying to get a good angle, a good view. Oh well, that's about as good as it's gonna get. Anyway, hang on. All right, there we go. Fuck it, that'll work. What's up, y'all? How you doing? Who we got? Beanie, Lori, Amy. What's up, y'all? What's good? How y'all doing? How you doing? I'm just kind of bored this morning. Leah asked me to let her sleep in this morning. Sitting here again. This is my little routine. I come into my studio and sit here and wake up, drink my caffeine, and get my brain turned on. This is Ghost Orange Cream. This is actually pretty fucking good, though, for real. This is pretty damn bomb. I'd recommend this. I know they don't pay me. I'm not an affiliate for Ghost energy drinks. I'm just like, I saw that. I've been seeing it with the orange cream because Rain came out with that orange dreamsicle. And it was really good because when Rains first hit the shelf, they were nasty. I was like, ugh, I didn't like them at all. And they came out with that one, and that was really good. And I've been seeing this one in there. Been a little bit reluctant to try it, but I went ahead and decided to try it this morning. And I'm like, it really does taste dead up like one of those orange creamsicle thingies, you know? Remember them from back in the 90s? My fucking doorbell just rang. What the fuck? Who the fuck would be at the door? I'm not answering that. What time is it? I'm not answering that. I'm not answering that shit. Maybe it's a package? Now I'm sitting here all fucking paranoid. Who's at my door, dude? I'm not answering it. Anyway, now our neighbors already gave us, like, I think, cookies. One of our neighbors baked us these cookies. They're fucking good. All the neighbors did that back in Vegas, too, when we first moved in. Gave us, like, apple pies and shit. And that's the same thing they did here as soon as we moved in here. It's nice here, man. The only thing is it's fucking cold still, man. I still, dude, it's like middle of spring. I still got to wear my sweatpants and a thermal shirt in the morning because it's freezing out there. And I noticed that in Vegas too. I've been saying this the past couple of years. The past couple of years been getting colder and colder. And Leah didn't really believe me at first. And I even was kind of stepping back thinking, well, is it getting colder or am I just getting adjusted to this climate? You know, it's hard to say because the desert climate is very different. I remember when I went to Arizona for the first time, it was in February and it was like 60, 65 degrees. And I'm wearing shorts and a t-shirt. And everybody else is bundled up like they're in fucking Alaska or some shit. And they're looking at me like I got an arm growing out of my forehead. And this dude goes, dude, aren't you freezing? I was like, no, I just flew in here from Cleveland, Ohio, where it's 15 degrees and there's ice on the ground. this is beautiful here. And I thought that was funny as hell. So I would always giggle at everybody, man, they get all bundled up with the, with the big, like they're in Antarctica or some shit. And it'll be like 60, 50 degrees outside. And then the longer that I stayed there year after year, I started realizing, oh my God, it's freezing in the winter because you get adjusted to those 120 fucking degrees in the summertime. Your first summer in Arizona or Vegas, oh my God, you walk outside, that sun beats you into the ground. But after you're there for a couple years, especially after the first year, it gets a little bit more easy to tolerate. And but the last year, I'm pretty sure the year before that, I was like, dude, it's getting colder. It's not so, I don't think it's been this cold. My first time in Vegas was my 29th birthday. My birthday is February 5th. Okay. Anywhere else in America, February 5th, there's ice and snow on the ground. And my 29th birthday, I went to Vegas. It was 85 degrees. 85 degrees on my birthday. And the past couple years around my birthday, it's cold. It's cold, like 40 degrees in the morning, 50 degrees throughout the day. And finally, I've been hearing a couple of people finally admit that, especially here in Southern California, this is like the worst winter that they've had. And I'm like, I knew I wasn't going crazy. I knew it. It's fucking ridiculous. I'm ready. I'm ready for shorts and flip-flops and, man, my plants. I'm ready to get, man, I got some bonsais going again. Yes, I'm looking forward to that. All my bonsai, well, most of them fucking died, dude. I was so bummed out. So bummed out that it is so, some of those junipers, y'all remember, I don't know how many people on here have been following me for, years, but if you remember like 2 years ago, man, I was going crazy with the bonsais, dude. But those junipers cannot survive indoors. They have to have direct sunlight. But you take them out there in the Las Vegas sun, it's going to fry them. Fry them. I mean, they just crumble up and die within like a day and a half. And I tried everything. I got like the artificial lights, and maybe I just didn't know what I was doing when it comes to shopping for that stuff. But I did, man. I got fucking artificial plant lights and shit, and I beam it straight on them all day. It just didn't survive, man. I was super bummed out. So, guess what else is cool? There's this YouTube channel, which is, I would say, probably my favorite bonsai YouTube channel. It's called Eastern Leaf. And it's this dude who has this like nursery, and he shows all these fucking cool ass trees that he has and how to trim them and how to wire them and how to get them looking fucking badass. And he's local. Like he's like right near me now. And I didn't realize that until we moved here. And one of the first things that I thought was, ooh, we're moving to California. That's a more normal climate than the desert, Southern California. And now I can get back into, messing around with some more of my plants and shit. So I'm going through and I'm looking and I'm still in all the bonsai groups on Facebook and whatnot. And I was like, oh yeah, that one dude on YouTube. His name's Jason. And I looked it up and I even bought his book. I don't have it on me, but he has like this bonsai pocket guide. And I'm like, I remember him saying that he was in California. I wonder how close I am. And I went and looked it up and Googled the nursery, and it's in Chino. And I was like, holy shit. I've been following that YouTube channel for 2 or 3 years now, and now I got to make it over there at some point. Anyway, though, what are y'all up to? Yeah, man, I love plants too, dude. Yep, and I'm finally able to really get back into it and grow some good plants. All I was really able to grow back in Vegas was cacti, and I don't get it twisted. I love a fucking cactus, but now I can actually grow some cool shit because I don't know. I mean, if I really, really, really wanted to dump that much energy into it, I suppose I could have gone all out and grown them indoors, but I didn't really want to go through all that, setting everything up to grow things indoors. Didn't really want to do all that. I guess I could have, but it's like, man, I guess if I just don't live where the climate is decent, I'll just fucking hang it up, you know? And now here we are. So, yeah, I'm going to be having some fun with that. I posted a picture of that first one that I grabbed up. I'm going to turn that one into a cascade. You know, those ones that go down like this? It's already growing for it and everything. All I got to do is wire it up and let it grow. It's going to be fucking badass, dude. Fruit trees. Yeah. We got some cool ass trees in the backyard. We got a fucking avocado tree growing back there. We got a lemon tree back there. And we got strawberries growing back there. And they're just back there. Anyway, though. Man, 44 in Pennsylvania. Man, I guess it's just worldwide now, isn't it? Hey, man, I've heard tale. I don't know how true it is. I'm open to pretty much anything, but I've heard tale that the good guys are taking control of the weather. You know, because you know the weather's been being fucked with for a while. It's spraying shit in the air and all this. I've heard tale that the good guys now have control of the weather. And maybe they're putting the weather back the way it's supposed to be. You know, if you think about it. Arizona, Nevada, and parts of California, why the fuck is everything dead? Why? What sense does that really make? That in this one spot in the United States, and I guess there's other places in the world too, but especially in the U.S., there's that one spot right there where everything's dead. Why? And everything's hot as fuck. Why? What's that all about? Doesn't really add up to me. So let's just assume. Let's assume that the Earth is what they say it is, a ball floating around the sun. Maybe it is, maybe it's not. I'm not here to get into that. But for argument's sake, let's say that it is. So you have the U.S. right here, and the sun's beaming down on it. All right? Why is one spot dead and hot as fuck? Why? No grass, very few fucking trees, and it's hotter in that one spot? Why? I'm sure I'll probably hear 100 opinions in the comments, but that's just my thought process behind it. Maybe the weather is going back to the way it's supposed to be. Be nice, be a nice thought. Wouldn't that be cool if all the deserts turned green? Wouldn't that be neat? Could you imagine that? That'd be cool, man. That would be cool. Oh, yes, I work with the Leo King now. Yes, we have gone into business together. Yes. Yep. So, yep, there's plenty more to come on that. Plenty more. Like I was saying, that's one of the things that I've done with my career. I was telling you all back a few months ago that got some big changes coming this year. And this is the first one to be made public. I got another one that should hopefully be kicking off here in the next couple of months, I would think. Not 100% sure on that. I've already signed my first agreement. Waiting for another agreement to be emailed. And then I have another thing that I'm working on. And yeah, I got a few things coming up, and as they bloom into fruition, and then it'll be made public. But I'm just holding it back, and I'm not. I told y'all I gave you some hints. Last time. This next thing that I'm doing is probably gonna be pretty damn big. I was selected out of a group of other YouTube tarot card readers to play a role in something. And they went with me, chose me. Not saying what it is. Again, I've seen some people in the comments, they've already heard about it because apparently there's been talk around the tarot community about it. So if you've heard any tarot card readers talk about being considered for something. If you've heard talk about that in the tarot community, which again, people in the comments have said that people have talked about that, then you already know what's going on. But I'm not going to spill the beans. I'm not going to talk about what it is. But anyway, long story short, they went with me. They picked me. And it was so funny too, because right after we moved in here, they sent me my first contract to sign. Because that was back in January. That was back in January that they reached out to me. And I kind of just let it go and forgot about it. I was like, well, neat. And I guess we'll see. And then anyway, we went ahead and moved here. And then I think 2 days after we moved in here, they sent me my first contract. And I was like, oh, that's funny. That's the universe saying, stay on that path, dude. You know? So anyway, sorry, I trailed off. To answer the question, yes. So far, me and Leo King are doing that little show every Monday. And coming up, me and Leah are meeting with him Thursday to discuss courses, manifestation classes and courses inside of High Vibe TV. So that's what's coming up next. So, yep. I spent all of 2022 knocking on new doors because I could feel the calling that it was time to expand my career. And what I'm hoping to do by talking about this publicly is I'm hoping that there's somebody who's just kind of hanging back and watching me and observing and watching what I do. And I can sit and explain what you need to do. I can sit and talk about the manifestation path and tell you what you need to do and explain it and break it down and even break it down the science. But I'm hoping that at least one person's hanging back and watching me and you can see what I'm doing. So that you'll know, oh, so he's talking about it and he's fucking doing it and I can see it. That's my goal. That's why I'm talking about this stuff, you know? So that's why I'm talking about this stuff. But anyway, I spent all of 2022 knocking on new doors, trying to expand my career. I could feel it. I knew something was coming. And like I always say, I don't know what. I don't know. I have no clue. No idea. But if you just sit around and wait for the universe to say, go do this, that's never going to happen. Never going to happen. So I was like, okay. As soon as 2022 rolled around, I was like, all right, time to try something new. So I would think of an idea and I would try it. Yeah, no, that didn't go anywhere. Okay. Let me go knock on this door. I would try that. And I spent the whole year doing that until the end of the year, which was the holidays around, was it Thanksgiving or Christmas? I don't remember. It was Christmas. Where I reached out to the Leo King and went over there and hung out with him at High Vibe Studios and ended up doing my first paid speaking gig. That wasn't planned. That was totally random, on the fly. You know, hell of a way to enter into the new year, 2023. That was my way of saying, all right, well, this is 2023. We gonna be making some changes. I never spoke before. Never done that. I was scared as fuck, dude. I was scared to death, man. Scared to death. But you have to be. That's how you know that you're doing what you should be doing. It's supposed to be scary. It's scary at first, for a little bit. And then after a while, it becomes less and less and less scary. And before you know it, it's just second nature. Before you know it. And then if you take a look back, by the time it becomes second nature, stop, take a look back at who you were when you first got on that path, and you're going to be like, whoa, I'm a totally different person. I'm a completely different person. You are literally rewriting the connections in your brain when you step outside your comfort zone and stay there. Literally. That's not Rich Lopp's opinion. They've proven that scientifically over and over and over again. Hang on a second. All right. Anyway, though, yeah, that's one thing that I'm hoping for. I'm hoping to, well, I mean, honestly, I do get, people that write me all the time and talk about the amazing changes they've been able to make in their life by, listening to the advice and whatnot. But I think that there has to be at least one person, and I find out all the time that there are people paying attention to me that I never would have expected. I find that out all the time. Because that's the kind of person I was. Guarantee you there's somebody watching me live right now. There's only 40 people in here, but I guarantee you there's just one of you who's never typed a fucking comment. Ever. That's the kind of person that I was. I would hang back, stay real quiet, and just watch. That's what I did when I was on my path. And the goal is that person who's just hanging back, not typing no comments, not making themselves known, not saying nothing, not arguing, not agreeing, not nothing, just watching. I'm going to take what you say, I'm going to filter it through to my own understanding and apply it to my life to the best of my ability, see what I come up with, and then I'm going to come up with my way of explaining it. That's my goal, is to be able to pass that on to somebody else the same way it was passed on to me. Because that's what I did. That's what I did. I just hung back and watched and listened and watched and listened for years and came up with my own way of explaining it. So anyway. Anywho. No, you're not the only one around here seeing things for what they are. No. The thing of it is, though, especially if you're a light worker, I was talking about this on the last podcast with David. If you're a light worker, chances are you're going to be placed not around a bunch of other light workers. See, we get on the internet, and when we get on the internet, we create a little bubble world of like-minded people in an echo chamber. But then when you go out into real life, it's like, where are all the people like me? Where are they at? And it was done that way for a reason, because the frequency you're radiating, what would be the point of having 10,000 light workers all living in the same area? What would be the point? What are we here for? We are here to assist in the awakening. How do we do that? We gotta be around and mingling with people who are on a low vibration, who are spiritually asleep. So that's why it feels like you're the only one. No, you ain't. No, you ain't. No, you ain't. I get it. It feels like that, though. It does, man. I'll tell you what, especially for the last fucking 3 years. Fucking Christ. Oh, man. But you have to admit, more people are awake now than they were 3 years ago. Mm-hmm. Think back to April 2020. Come on now. Think back to April 2020. A lot more eyes are open now. And I feel like there's probably a large contingent of people who they got their head hanging down because they feel stupid. And that's normal. That's normal. That's why I've been telling people, when the eyes open, which they will eventually, don't laugh at them. It's hard not to. But just, if you are one of those people who's here and your eyes have been opened for the past 10 years, that's why you're here. And when those eyes do pop open, they're going to be coming to you for guidance. See what I'm saying? Oh, it's a tough game. This is a tough game, boy. It's tough. It's taxing. Being a light worker is taxing. It's rewarding, though. It is. But it is taxing. Mm-hmm. Yep, all the people out there that want to claim light worker status just to puff their ego up and make themselves sound special. It's like, dude, You really want to come do some light work? You know what? It makes me kind of giggle too, because you see so many people, especially on the internet, it's real bad, claim that star seed light worker, this, that, and the other. And then they will shit their pants if one person disagrees with them in their comment section. Shit their pants. And it's like, shit, you wouldn't even be able to handle real light work. You wouldn't last a day, doing real light work. You wouldn't even be able to last a day, man. Imagine hundreds of people so pissed off at you. Imagine dozens and dozens and dozens of people popping up in your inbox telling you their shitty little opinion of what they think you're doing wrong and what you need to do different and what you need to watch out for. All day, every day. Imagine that. Imagine. Your average person out here saying, I'm a light worker. It's like, you wouldn't even last a day. You just shit your pants because one person disagreed with you in your comments on Facebook. It's draining, taxing work dealing with the sleepers, dude. It is. But those of us who do feel the calling, there's a fire that burns inside of you that's what we're here for. And honestly, think about it. Of the real light workers watching, if everybody was to pop awake tomorrow, what would you do? I can't even think of what I would fucking do. You know what I mean? Like, what would life be about? What would I want to get up for in the morning? What would be motivating me to get up and exist? I'm not saying that if it happened, I would try to leave, but just trying to paint that scenario out in my mind, like, what would life be about then if everybody was to awaken overnight? That's a hard picture to paint in my mind, Very difficult picture to paint in the mind. I have no idea. No idea. Yeah. But anyway, we're getting there. It's going to come eventually. But I don't personally believe that it's going to be, we're going to wake up one day and everybody's going to wake up overnight. I don't believe it's going to be like that. I don't believe that. I mean, take a look at the last 3 years. Perfect example at the rate in which you can see the awakening happening. Perfect example. The last 3 years. Take a look back. Just go back for a little bit. Go back to April 2020 and just try to kind of run through that in your mind from April 20 to April 2021, April 2022 up to today. You see the level of awakening and the process in which it's unfolded for the last 3 years. That's what the next 3 years is going to be like, and the 3 years after that. Something to that effect. That's my personal opinion. That's my theory. I could be totally wrong on that, but that's my feeling. That's my feeling. And you know what? That's okay. That's okay. I'm cool with it. I'm cool with it. I mean, I think back in the day, we wanted it to be an overnight thing because we were scared. I was scared because we were literally at a point where if humanity doesn't awaken, we're going down. We're going down if humanity doesn't awaken. That's where it was. I don't know if some of you realize just how serious it was. It was very serious. The eyes need to awaken, or we're going down. You're marching straight into the fucking slaughterhouse. And that's the reason I think most of us wanted it to be a quick overnight thing. That and our egos. Come on, man. You wanted to be able to say, ha, 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 I told you so. I did too. Don't lie. Yeah, you did. I did too. I'm a human with an ego too. It's okay to admit that, as long as you're real and honest about it. But now seeing that it actually has worked very effectively, the work that we are doing is worthwhile, and it actually is serving a purpose, then I'm okay with it. I'm okay with it being a slow, gradual, transitionary process. That's cool. I mean, it gives substance to the mission. It gives meaning to the assignment of being a volunteer and and how you choose to do the work, and it gives you time to be creative with it and do it your own way, because we're all here with none of us have exactly the same assignment that we're going to do the exact same way. I mean, the end goal is the same, but the thing about it is those of us who are here doing this work, we can do it however we want. That's the cool part about it. You can be creative and do it however the fuck you want. You know, you don't have to reach an audience by reading tarot cards and sprinkle little seeds of awakening in the tarot card. You don't have to do it like me. That's just how I chose to do it. That's just me. You can do it however the fuck you want. However you want. And all of us here doing it our own little individual way is the fun part. You know, we're making these ripples in the pond, and all the fucking beings out there in other dimensions and whatnot, they're watching this shit like it's the biggest show in the universe, because it is. Boopity boop blue. Anyway, I'm probably gonna cut this short and hop out of here in a couple of minutes. Just wanted to get a little chat on this channel. Anyway, though, yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and hop on out of here. I appreciate y'all for tuning in and listening to me blab and run my mouth. I'll see you later on doing something on my